Hello, hello, dear friends. Hello, this is Lada from astrolada.com. Today, here with the psychologist and personal growth specialist Natalia Kubilkina, and we have chosen a very interesting topic, the topic of living abroad and being married to a foreigner.
Hello.
Because many of us are, well, especially both of us, have experience of that a lot. Being married to foreigners, living abroad for many years. And we're going to discuss these topics from the angle of astrology and the angle of psychology. Hello, Natalia.
Hello, Lada. Hello. It's topic you choose, and I like it a lot because mostly of our clients, people who follow us, for people who follow you, it's people who live abroad. Every session I make with people from where you from, I'm from this country, but I live in this country. And my partner from this country. And it's huge difference, and many problems come from different cultures, from different religions. And I say, oh, really, you are very right, we never speak about these topics. And also, why for one people it's very important to live in their country, and why from other it's must to be foreigner. I'm very curiosity to listen from astrological part, because when I was a child and so my first astrology make my map, she was told me, you must to live abroad and you must to have foreigner. And I said, what is it? She said, astrology. Can you explain, please, people, why it's like this?
Absolutely. I had it. I from very little I knew I'd marry a foreigner. Actually, it was like a feeling in my heart without even knowing astrology. So I started learning English on my own at the age of 13. And so, because I knew my love is out there, my life is out there. But astrologically, there are a few ways to see if you are meant to live abroad. And it's usually there is planets either in the ninth house, which ninth house is foreign countries, foreign cultures. It doesn't mean you'll forever live abroad, but you definitely will be spending a lot of time in foreign countries when the ninth house is activated, or the ruler of the ninth house is, for example, in the first. The first is you, or the ruler of the first house, you goes in the ninth, you in foreign countries. The 12th house is also the house of foreign places, far away, almost like being in exile. And it's not going to be a country that is next to yours, it's going to be quite far away, maybe across the ocean. So if the ruler of the first is in the 12th house, or the rule of the 12th house is in the first, or the rule of the first and the 12 get together. And there is another combination that I've seen always indicating foreign places, and that's planets in the seventh house. The moon, or a few, like a stellium Natalia, for example, has 4 or 5 planets in Sagittarius in the seventh house. Because why? The first house is you, where you are, where you're born. The seventh house is far away places. The furthest away is the opposite house from you. And there is other combinations, the rule of the fourth house, which is place of living, combined with the rule of the 12th, or in the 12th house, or in the ninth house, or in the third house, because it becomes from the fourth, the 12th. So it's kind of like you lose your roots when the rule of the fourth is in the third, or the 12th of loss, you lose your roots. It's not something bad, but it indicates you're not going to be settled in one place and grow roots and where your ancestors were. And foreign marriage is indicated very likely, most often I've seen Rahu, the north node in the seventh house, which symbolizes foreigners, or even Ketu, because both of those planets indicate you marry someone different. Ketu and Rahu are the quirky planets. Natalia has Ketu in the seventh house. Foreigner, I have Rahu in the seventh house. My husband has Rahu in the seventh house. So we all married foreigners. And there is also other combinations, the ruler of the seventh house, which is relationship partner, in the 12th. The ruler of the seventh house in the ninth, or with the ninth, or the ruler of the ninth in the seventh, or the ruler of the 12th in the seventh house. You can, play around with those. Or Venus with Rahu. Venus is marriage and partner with Rahu, or sometimes Ketu as well. So all these combinations actually in ancient astrology were considered also combinations for divorce or difficult relationships. And they gave the same combinations to being married to a foreigner, someone from a different culture, because they considered that quite difficult to be married in ancient cultures. When astrology was given to us before Christ's time, they considered to be married to a foreigner to be a really bad thing, actually, like being in exile because of the different religious beliefs, because of you're far away from your family and your support system. But nowadays it's not anymore. We're on a progressive society. Back then it was conservative societies, and since since about 2000 years we started, especially in the last 100 years, humans on a very progressive kind of path forward. And these positions, it's like you said, almost everyone on our channel, every of our clients, they're foreigners, or they're married to foreigners, or they're dating foreigners. So it's becoming very, very common, and not as hard, but still, what I have seen is that you have to make more sacrifices than in other relationships because you are different. Where are you going to live? Are you going to live in your partner's country or in your country? His parents are going to see more the children or your parents. It's always also belief systems, often different cultural backgrounds to raise together, to they were raised differently, and you have to find a compromise. And the most important thing, I think, is to have a mutual similar belief system. Then you can have a good marriage with your marriage partner. And that's the planet Jupiter. Also, Jupiter Sagittarius on the seventh house, like Natalia has, can indicate being married to a foreigner. You have a few combinations for being married to a foreigner. So, but it's so important that somehow your belief systems and your cultural beliefs align. Even if you're born on the two opposite ends of the world, if they align, you can overcome difficulties. And that's the planet Jupiter, which means working on your spirituality together, working together on your belief systems. That's what I have seen astrologically as a remedy. Usually, as I said, the same combinations that show marriage to a foreigner show also possibility of multiple marriages and divorces. So that, already the so-called malefic planets organize, make the combinations for being married to a foreigner. It doesn't mean it's a bad thing, but it's more difficult thing you have to overcome. So there you go. That was my lesson.
Thank you so much. It's very interesting. I saw many comments about people ask about themselves, and somebody asked if my planet's not in there, if I have chance. I want to ask you something which I never ask you. I have theory when we are people, we are very common with nature. For example, has people like a tree. When they grow up in this country, they must be there. For example, my father, if you take him far away from his home, he starts to suffer a lot. I invite him in Greece, one beautiful home I hired for them to enjoy with private beach. And after 10 days, he told me, please, I want to go back in my small home. I want my home. I want my home. And he started to feel sick if you go far away. I call these people, it's like a tree. Maybe they have a lot of energy of earth. Has people like me, I have a lot of fire and air in my planets. And I can be everywhere. Doesn't matter. It's America, it's London, it's Greece, it's Bulgaria, it's Russia. Everywhere, very fast I have friends, very fast I make a business. And there's people who have a lot of air, and they're very easy. And they cannot stay in one place, all the time they need to move. And if you leave them in one place, they start to be... Has people like water, who is very adapt to emotions. And if you find your partner, your love, it doesn't matter for you where you live. And when I say, where you want to live, where is my partner? My partner is my family, and they have more with energy, very strong, like river, which they go on to change men. So they're very strong, change men. For me, it's this archetype of inner girl, when it has this girly energy, and usually she follow her husband like a river, transform him in this following, and has people... who is like like a fire, who is very passion, where is the passion, when I feel really good, when I feel beauty, and they follow the beauty, the inner energy, the inner intuition. It's connect with the planets and with the things this that has this four type of people. How you think?
Oh, that's very good observation. I've never thought of that. But for example, my husband has strong earth and water, and he's more attached to being in his country. And but he has indications that he's going to live abroad as well. The ruler of the fourth in the third, where you lose your roots. And but still, he definitely. And some people, like you said, they find it very easy to live in foreign countries. Others, they literally will die. Others get sick. I've known people that when stay too long, they fall into depression, they get sick, and they really should not be. They're like a tree without roots, and they really should stay and go back to their, or at least go often to reroot themselves. And indeed, they have, my dad is exactly the same like yours. He has a lot of earth in him, and he has a lot of water as well, but he cannot leave. Like, he's a big patriot, and he never wants to leave the country. And he hasn't even come to see me in the States one time. So it's very much on the person. And some people, that will be the worst thing that can happen to them, to live abroad. For some people, it will be, and especially the more, like you said, it's like the more fire, earth, fire, air, because their fire, air energy, they don't attach so easily. It's masculine energy. And the feminine energy attaches more, the watery, the earthy. While the watery will follow the partner, the earthy is really attached to the earth itself. So that makes a lot of sense. And how have you found, what advice do you give to your clients who have foreign relationships?
It's a good question. When I was young, I was born in Russia. The first what I believe about myself, I always told my mother, I will live abroad with foreigners. I live in small country, in small city. In my city, not have foreigners at all. And I decided to make my diploma paper of topic, how to live with foreigners abroad. I don't know, in this moment, I didn't know my husband. I don't know why I choose this topic. And I go to Moscow, and in Moscow we have one library. It's very, very old library. When I was study psychology, we don't have exist internet. All we write with hands. In your period of time, you remember it. And they take the beautiful researches, the beautiful information. You need to go to Moscow, the best library. It's queue. You make previous day what books you want to take. And I take it was PhD library, and I find amazing PhD of doctors of scientists with a lot of research with numbers about this research about abroad, about marriage with foreigner. And they have conclusion, then if you have marriage with foreigners, first, your children more talented. It's conclusion.
Oh, good.
They make doctors and psychologists this, then DNA, when you take different cultures, DNA become to be more difficult. Then more difficult DNAs and more gens they have inside, then more talented these children. They're more beautiful.
Okay,
and
it's
with
like
more strong,
complicated, more complicated. Yes. Okay, yeah. Yes, because
you take very, very good for children if you make marriage with foreigners. First, you are more rich because you speak several languages. For example, in my family with my husband, I speak Russian. With my son, he speaks Greek. We speak English. Our first babysitter, she was from Bali. She speaks Indonesian. And I also speak Bulgarian during the day a lot. And 5 languages, all time he listened it. And if you go somewhere together with my husband, we have 3-4 languages. It's already a lot of riches. I have my Russian traditions, and we have New Year and Christmas different time. And we celebrate Greek traditions. I celebrate also Bulgarian because I live many years there, and I cook and Bulgarian and Russia cuisine. We celebrate Greek traditions. We also cook and eat Greek, and we have Greek society. And all people who is like this, you have a lot of different food in home, be sure. You have many languages, for sure. Also, I see one amazing movie on Discovery about what happened with brain when you start to learn foreigner many languages from the very small child. Your brain most smarter and developed than normal people. And it's very highly recommend for people who has several cultures, try your children speak several languages, not only English or some you speak. Really, it's help a lot from the mind, from the brain of your child. It's very, very nice. Of course, it's not easy. For example, I not speak Greek. Mother of my husband, he speak only Greek. She speak only Greek. And when we communicate, I just smile, she just smile, and we have the best conversation in the world. I never have problem with her. More funny was my mother, she is Russian tough lady, and sometimes she complained, and she told me something bad about my husband, and he asked me what she told. And they say, "Stolt, you're an amazing husband." He say, "Okay." And sometimes my husband says something not so good about my mother. And she say, "What he told? That you're the best mother in the world." Oh, bravo. And they also have best conversation. And I believe that it's good if you don't speak language of mothers of your partner. What do you think about this?
I never thought of that, but that makes a lot of sense. Because then no feuds, family feuds will happen. Wow. And what is the hardest thing that you find having a foreign partner?
The hardest was then, when I grew up in Russia, we had some specific movies, some specific jokes, some specific expression from the songs, from the some writers, and it was missing, because when I try to explain something, I cannot exactly to be so thin things to explain it, because he doesn't grow up on this movie or these jokes. Also for him. And our conversation cannot to be so deep from one side. And all people who live with foreigner, we sure you have this problem. From other side, I have a lot of trauma from my childhood. And when I go and I speak on English, I'm like different person. Or if I speak Bulgarian. And all of you, it's also, I read a lot of scientific things about this. For example, on Russian, I until today speak a little bit with struggle, like
you
yes,
stutter.
yes. But on English, not.
So it's almost like learning another language and speaking another language is so much easier to transform as a person this way. Because
you're totally different. I feel like I am totally different person when I speak on Russian, and I speak on Bulgarian, and I speak on English.
Wow. My husband says when I speak in Bulgarian, he says you change. You're like a different person. Even your face expression changes and everything. But maybe that's why the most traumatized people should leave their countries.
It's true. It's true. From this reason, if you have difficult childhood, my highly recommendation to go to live abroad and to learn other language. It's the best way, because I never will forget Russian. I don't live in Russia 17 years. I'm 37, 20 years I live in Russia, 17 I live abroad. But I never will forget it. And very interesting that before, because I had many trauma there, I have many bad dreams about this, about all bad dreams. If I have always was my home in Russia. Yes. Then more therapy I make with myself, suddenly I have start to have happy end of these dreams. If before my dreams was really very, very bad, now it start bad. And after suddenly it's so good happy end when I'm in love with these people or something good happened. And if you have the same, I give it like example, we sure it means that you heal your trauma. And second, you start to come back home with big pleasure. You not feel trauma, you don't feel pain, you don't react on triggers which before you react. You feel very comfortable to go to your home. You don't afraid. It's very important to decide this problem, because otherwise you run from trauma. It's okay in beginning to run from your trauma, but after you need to find decision, because otherwise you will repeat and you will find the same traumatic things in your new life. And it's also very interesting. But like a beginning, it's okay to go far away and to change. And yes, you can change personality. Also, if you learn about numerology, all our names, it has some meaning. And for example, Natalia, it's different. On Russian, we speak on Natalia, but on English, we not have some sounds, and my name change. And when I change even one place, bukva,
letter,
one letter in my name, I feel totally different woman. And be sure all of you who relocate to other country, very often your name little bit change.
Yes, because people
some letters, some things.
Yeah,
and also you have different personality and different quality which you cannot have with your old name. And also a way how your partner call you. For example, in Russia they call me Natasha. I don't use this name the last 17 years, and every time when my mother called Natasha, I say who, and I don't connect it with myself. But in Bulgarian, in English, I'm almost Natalia. It's totally different name. and it's also changed you a lot. You're
Mhm.
like a different person. And it's very interesting that people who live abroad, it's mean very often that you want to change your life and you have severe personality.
Mhm.
Even you can notice that this severe personality, you want to to eat different food,
Yes.
you want to wear different things, you can have
You
different
wear
sex
dress.
when differences.
Absolute every place of the world I lived, I wear my image changes, my appearance, my food taste. And I remember even something in the Bible that was said. I used to go to Kabbalah, and there they told us that in the old Bible it said that Abraham, he couldn't have children for a very long time. And God or an angel told him, change your name and move to a new place. And he changed his name, moved to a new place, and his fate changed. Like he could, he started the Jewish people, from him. So definitely, if where you are born, you're finding it very hard, and you're seeing constantly blockages or trauma, just like I escaped my country because I was traumatized there. Especially when I was growing up, it was dangerous. There were mafia people. People were rude. Women were treated as sex objects only, and I couldn't handle it. And it's when you shift, your whole destiny shifts. Might take a few years for you to see that, but we know this in astrology. Your whole horoscope changes together with that. And Natalka, since you moved to UK, what changes do you feel in yourself? You moved a few months ago, so.
It's amazing changes. First, in Bulgaria, I lived 10 years and I couldn't be pregnant. I always was health, never had problems, but I couldn't. And one lady, astrology, she told me, if you want to have a baby, you need to relocate. And I said, how is possible? I have so successful business here. How will you relocate? But I become to be pregnancy in Greece, and I born and I relocate in Greece. I did
Wow.
my child not in Bulgaria, in Greece.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but in Bulgaria it's not happened. Maybe my planets will stay in the planet in the work, but when we relocate to Greece, I have my baby.
Because
Second,
your Saturn, which is the blocking planet, moves in the fifth house in Bulgaria of children. So it blocks children. And I don't know how it moves, but I've seen it in Bulgaria. And I think it also changes in the UK. So again.
maybe. And now when I relocate in UK, I feel again totally different. The first is the speed of things here is very fast, very fast. Second, for me was so in Bulgaria, I never speak with Russian people. I don't have connection with them. Here, suddenly, I meet with very beautiful, successful Russian community. It's huge in UK.
Yeah.
And first, I was little bit. It was so strange because I used to work with foreigners. I don't work with Russian, and I even little bit feel like I'm afraid. And my
From
husband
your
say,
own
"What you
people.
afraid?" I say, I don't know how to speak with Russian because I connect my trauma with Russian memory." And
Yes.
working with Russian people more and more, I really love them and I enjoy them. And it started to heal, of course, and they respect me a lot and like me a lot. And I go to totally different level. I feel myself more beautiful. I continue to lose kilograms. I start to change totally my style of clothes. I meet
You
with totally different people, and I see in my social media how I change. And all right, Natalia, you change totally different. Something happened with you, and I feel like I will more and more and more like I start like Rose to wake up and to grow up. And it's very important where you are. And
Mhm.
when I relocate to London, first 2 weeks, I try every day from happiness. I wake up at 4 o'clock and I see sunset like this from the window. And I cry from happiness how beautiful this place, these things. And it's very important to find place when you really feel happy. And
Wow.
don't allow yourself to say, I'm unhappy, or something happened. And again, it's about planets, about astrology. I tried to relocate here many years and it's not happened at all. And suddenly I received all the documents. It's happened.
Let me
I
tell you,
think
Natalia is Gemini rising. So Jupiter 2 months, 3 ago, moved into her ninth house and Saturn. So now ninth house is to relocate to foreign country, and she moved. Plus her midheaven is there. So you're in Aquarius. So now the career will rise up a lot, and things will become so much faster as well.
but it's normally for all because my feeling that now all people in this new century become to be very fast. I have like speed. It's faster 2-3 times. I think something and it's happened.
Manifestation. Yeah. What
So
about did
amazing.
the traumas healing happen faster as well? To heal your traumas from family or from Yeah.
I have feeling that exactly now it's time when people can totally heal all old trauma. Old trauma which many years stay in you, and you try many therapies, many things, and nothing happened, or was little bit small, very small changes. I am sure I can feel it from my blood, and I see it with my client. Then all things which you tried before now in this year will happen. I don't know, you will explain this from astrology. It's my feeling about energy, about the things. I speak with my angels, and angels told me this. Then all trauma this year can be healed. And
Mhm.
people who not work with this, unfortunately, they die. Many people will die and will die this year. But people who will heal, like you, it's very interesting. I see it like a metaphorical, like you've been in prison, and all
Mhm.
of us, we take out this clothes of prison, we go on beautiful field fully with sun, and
Mhm.
like this field on your back, and you say, hello God, hello, my life start now. And like you take your breath, you open your heart, because it's period of open heart. It's
Mhm.
a really open heart, because if you're not open heart, you cannot live now. And
Aquarius is exactly that. We won the 200 years of Earth, Saturn, Jupiter conjunctions, and they heavier energy. Earth, everything moves slower, and since this year we're entering 200 period of air, and everything moves much faster. Traumas, pains from the past will move much faster. Especially 2021 is under the influence of Aquarius the whole year, and Aquarius is the sign that allows you to cut cords and connections with the past. Aquarius is like, bam, I'm done. Aquarius is air, I can breathe, exactly like Natalia said. We're still under a lot of restrictions, but you'll start seeing from the new year, because the actual new year is after the end of March. So from April onwards, this is when you see the energy shift so much, because we're still finishing the energy of the strong Capricorn year last year, and the new astrological year is when the energy gets imprinted after March 20th. And you'll see a big turnaround and shift in so many directions with the world. So yeah, absolutely, astrologically is the same.
but now it's time to heal and to clean, and really work for this, really, because now traumas can be healed. I believe some period of time, even you try, but it's not was time, not was time. Now it's time for healing. Now it's time from therapist. I will make academy from trainers from your website, only people who pass a geisha, because I want people first you heal yourself, after you heal people. People, believe me, now it's time of healing. And now it's time when you can start to live your life, not life of karma, your mother, your father, your roots, your grandmother. It's finished this year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really great news, because it can totally change your life. You don't need to be more in like a slave of old traumas before. I
Mm-hmm.
worked out with one client. It was very interesting. I asked her what you want from. She's single. She wants to find a partner, and she said, "I want to feel safety." And I say, "Please stop." She said, "What?" I say, "You live in the center of city, correct? Yes. You have your apartment. Yes. You have all around you safety. Yes. For whom was very important to be safety?" And she see on me and say, "For my father.
Oh.
He lived in very difficult time, and his grandfather, he was lost all the money. It's called these Russian people. They take all his money. And for them, it was very dangerous to live. But
Mm-hmm.
for me, I'm a doctor. I have very good money, which I make. I live in the center of city. I have my home. I don't have credits." And you are right. I never think about this. All time I'm looking from safety, but it doesn't work for me. It's not my value. It's value of my father and my grandfather. And she's, and first time from long time, I see her how her body opened, and I say, "Okay, second, what you want?" And she said, "Now when I can take a breath, I want second baby, and I want a marriage, but I won't do it now. I'm 42, and I want to find a man who ready for me now to marry me and to have a baby." We make this her session 23 of December. And she called me 3rd of January with eyes like this. And Natalia, you can believe what happened with me. I say, "What?" I go to holiday with my mother and father, and one man meet with me, and he danced with me. And after dance, he said, "I want to marry you and to have child with me." And I said, "Are you crazy? You're drink?" "No, I divorced with my previous wife because he has health issue and cannot have a children. I saw you, I say, you're my wife. I want to marry you, and I want to, if your father here, let's to ask him to marry you and to have baby with you. So no, you're cuckoo. No, I'm not cuckoo. Believe me, I'm 42 and I know what I want in my life. I want you. And she
Wow.
called me and she was very afraid. And she said, what happened? I say, I tell you about speed. You don't believe me.
The
She said, but it's past 1 week. I say, I know. We
So
live now
actually,
in this period of time.
wow, be careful what you wish for, or be clear what you wish for now is what we have to.
And now she started, oh, I don't know, I'm afraid. I said, stop to afraid. You're afraid all your life. Stop to afraid. Now it's time to start to live. Or other people, she wants to relocate to other country. And we make also session with her individual, and they offer her in one other country work. And she said, oh, and I need to relocate now. I say, yes. You know, now it's very fast time. Don't afraid of changing. Do it. Jump in changing. And one question which I would like to ask all of you, just connect with your energy at the moment, sit comfortable, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, if I can really relax in my life, if I feel that I am in safety place, you take a breath in your belly to be relaxed. If I really relaxed in my life, what I really want, if I totally relaxed in my life, what will change in my life, what I really want in my life, what is so important for me, if I really relax in my life. And listen all your inner answers, what come in your mind, what you really want. If you feel that you are freedom, if you want beautiful field with sun, with flowers, if you go out of your inner prison and you can relax, you're on safety place. Your environment is totally safety. What you really want. And take a breath and open your eyes. And this needs to be energy of the next year. Lada, what you really want?
I want to take care more of myself and be more selfish. And I want to pamper myself more and just sleep more. Everything else I have, and travel. It's mine
And
is very simple, but I just want more rest and zen, and to have days and days when I don't do anything.
and see how interesting react your body. After every wish, you start to laugh, but it's like a little bit normic laugh. Like, I want it, but it's not possible. I want it, but it's not possible. I want it, but it's not possible. One very easy exercise for you when you go to mirror, you stay on mirror and you tell these things. I want more rest. I want to be egoistic. I want to be selfish. I want to take time for myself. I want more sleeping. And feel your belly to be relaxed. Because when it's or you start to laugh, it means that you blockage this energy. This new year, it's year when all your even crazy wishes, which you don't have idea how it will happen, it will happen. I will make programming for you from the next year, all welcome on 19th, and how to make efficiency your day. But all what I will tell you this year, it's will about relaxed. How important to relax. And all your wishes need now to go from this. Not what I obliged. It was Capricorn what I obliged. It was will before.
I'm obliged to, I should. That's Capricorn energy.
Yes.
Aquarius rules freedom, and Aquarius rules dreams and wishes and fulfillment of dreams and wishes. So you definitely, energetically, it's exactly that energy.
Please change it, because I know that mostly of you, and it's 200 years, it was like this, that I should, I have to, I must. It doesn't work more. People will change. Now love, it's really, it's language of the universe. Now your wishes, it's all universe vibrate on your wishes. If you want it from your heart, it doesn't matter how, it's just will happen. And people who first will understand it, you will make your wishes very fast and faster than other people. People who will reject and say, no, 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 it's life, it's very difficult, like it's war, I need to suffer. Oh, suffer, my mother suffer, I will suffer. You will suffer. Not because it's normal, because you want to suffer and it's your choice. And God never can stop to give what you want. If you want to suffer, you will. And God say, okay, you won't suffer. But all universe help you and will provocate you to be open now to dreams with huge dreams.
Dreams, yeah.
And from your heart. And please try to keep this year energy, relaxed belly. And I so want it. I so want it. In this I want, in this I want. Even from the small things. Today I start to make my webinar in the morning. And my husband go to leave the child in nursery. And I say, oh, I so want one cappuccino. And he came with cappuccino. I never told him to buy it. And usually he not pass through cappuccino. And he go and say, I don't know, I have like, you send me message from your head that you want it. And all your wishes become to be truth. And don't afraid to relocate. Don't afraid to find foreigner partners. What was the most difficult for you to relocate and to have a foreigner partner?
It was not relocating and being a foreign partner. It was finding the right foreign partner, because I've been married once before with a foreign partner, and he came from a very sophisticated, almost kind of noble family, French old traditions. And I came a bit from a very kind of working class family, and we had very different values, and we just could not meet together. He was like high, he wanted me to be like a lady. I could never be. I'm like a feral monkey from the jungle. And he would always be embarrassed for that. And because our belief systems did not meet up, eventually just didn't work out. But with my current partner, even though he's from the other end of the world, he has a very similar background to me. Even he went through the same problems like I used to have before. So we immediately aligned. But the hardest thing I would say is the fact that it's so far away, the traveling. Traveling when you're abroad, you don't have so much support, especially where I come from, Eastern Europe. Like the whole family raises the child, the grandparents, the parents, the aunts and the uncles. And here it's not typical. His family would come and say hi from time to time, but it's not like they'll take care of the kids. So learning to be quite independent, that was the hardest for me. But it's no longer belief systems, because we look at the same belief level. But for the previous one was detrimental, that we were from a very different social background. It doesn't mean it cannot be fixed. With strong love it can be, but I don't believe, if you love someone, if the love is strong, any challenges can be overcome, seriously. But if I married for the wrong reasons the first time, and it's then nothing could hold us together. But love, no matter what problems we have now, we've been stuck, we can't move, we have no help from parents and family, but because our love is strong, nothing is we forgive each other all the time. When we hurt each other, when it gets hard, when I cry, when I break crying every day because I can't handle the kids, they're being too much. And when there is love and support, it's everything can be overcome. So
I believe from one side, when you have a children, it's very difficult to be without grandmother, grandfather. But from other side, when I go to vacation with my parents, we start to fight with my husband on the 1 week. Because my mother all the time make comments, my husband say what she say, what's happened. I have different system of how to grow up a baby. And after 10 days together on Bali, I say, thank you, God, that we live abroad. And has advantage and disadvantage. And I believe many family, if they live far away from their parents, they not will divorce.
And you're also, right. We've only fought the most when we were in Bulgaria with my family. Yes, we can go out more, we can leave the kids, but it's something happens. The energy changes so much. The parents intervene so much. You're right. Yeah.
And also when you're abroad as a couple and you not have help from family, you can be yourself. You must to survive alone. and it's make you more close to yourself, and you're more close with your children, with your, because you cannot say, mother, I go to sleep your home, my husband today not in good mood. So not have these options, and you must to find a way how to speak with your husband better to be in this home, because not have just choose. And
You're
it's
right. You
also
only have each other. You only have each other. I don't have friends to run up to. He doesn't have friends to go and, you know, leave me when he gets fed up. So we need to work through the issues. So that's a very good way to look at it, I guess. You can always
and
look through the best
sometimes I tell
possible.
my clients, please relocate. You live too close to your mother. I speak a lot about this, geisha, that you don't need to live with your mother. Very often, if you all time speak with your mother, with all time you live with your mother, when you help your mother, you cannot have your life.
Mhm.
Or I have one client which I like her a lot, and she relocate, but every day she speak with her mother. All her money she sent to her mother, and she say me, why not have child and partner? And I say, bad news, you never will have it. If you not change it now, if you don't stop every day to speak with your mother and to send all your money to her, sorry, you cannot survive. Very
Mhm.
often you ask me about if to help parents or no. I will tell you my theory. I believe then we can to give gifts to our parents. For example, for me, not problem to pay a nice hotel on Bali for my parents. For me, it's easy. But I not suffer from this. I not take a last money from myself. It's something what I have too much. And for me, it's very easy to buy some gifts to them, to pay some hotel or tickets for them. I enjoy it. For me, it's easy. If it's easy for you, then it's not problem to give it. If you sacrifice, you not go out, you not meet with men, you give last money to your parents just to help them, then it's problem. And problem in your parents that they doesn't love you because they
That's
use you,
yeah.
and they say, I give you life, now give me back. But in this way, you not have chance to have a partner and to have happy children.
Hmm.
And please be very attention in this relationship. I speak about this a lot of Engage seminar, and it will help you a lot. Be in correct relationship with your parents. What do you think
Yeah.
about this, Lada?
Because the age of Aquarius is about cutting connections and being independent. So that's going to become more and more like that. And it is becoming already. So like you say, it's cutting connections with your family karma as well. So you don't carry the burdens of usually what, 4 generations? How many do you usually carry back on your shoulders? And that's limiting. So it's about this kind of the butterfly, the caterpillar becoming a butterfly, but she's no longer tied to the tree. She flies away. So absolutely, absolutely true. By the way, you have a lot of seminars and webinars online now that are a
I
huge.
prepare one very specific topic. I think from mostly of the girls, it's will great how to escape addictions. I never did before. It's you tomorrow. It's exactly if you have addiction, if you like to drink, to smoke, to have gambling, porno, it's also addiction. If you cannot without sweet desserts, it's all about addiction. It means you have some gaps inside, and all time you need to push with wine, with alcohol, with something. I will give you my system. I stop many people from addictions. If around you have people who also smoke, drink, your father, your partner, your sister, somewhere, it means that it's come from you. When I did this healing to myself, my father stopped to drink. After my sister stopped to drink, and all my friends and my first husband stopped to smoke. He was smoke 2 boxes per day. And around me now, nobody not smoke, no drink. From New
Wow.
Year, we meet, we drink fresh water. And it's have my special system, which I did it, and I work with many clients, and it's very working system. Also, I do it 1 time per year, how to program a successful 2021. Today, one very close friend of mine called me. So, Natalia, you did all what you did, you realized in this year. I'm so proud of you, how you did it. I say, I make programming. And I have clients who every year make with me programming. And they say, Natalia, after this, all happened because it's energy. We do it together. We put energy. We make specially pray. We make specially rituals. And yes, it will happen. When you invest in yourself, you say, I invest some money in my plans. I want it to happen. I give and I receive.
Mm-hmm.
When you read some free articles on the internet, sorry, it doesn't work. You don't give anything. If you
Yeah.
want it to happen, you need to pay. We go to pay from things and we take it. And we start, oh, it's good because you pay, not take it on the street free. Learn yourself to pay and to enjoy to pay. To say, I like to pay because I receive. And usually, always you receive more than you pay. People who pass my seminars, they know how it's changed their life and how it was the best investment in their life. And you asked me about VIP Geisha online. I not did it long time. It's very small, short group with individual constellation. When I work especially with you, tete-a-tete in Zoom, only 6 people, we not have recording. We speak very, very open. We share all what happened in your trauma childhood and we clean it from forever. It's the most beautiful, deep online program which have and which exists. We have it also on record, Geisha 1, Geisha 2, when we do it with many people. You can do two options. It's group Geisha or VIP Geisha. VIP Geisha, only 6 people. Group people, it's recording, also very, very, very working. But you make it all together. And we put discount now from this Geisha, 50%, like male archetypes. It's very important topics. On Lada website, you can find all the promotion which we have. Promotion have last several days and we close promotion and we'll come back double price.
Yes, on the 20th of January, the promotions finish for Natalia's webinars. They're amazing. I've been to personal seminars with her. She made me cry like for an hour nonstop.
But your husband started to be very successful after this, and I'm very proud of you.
We did about such things as well.
It's huge changes in your life. I'm very, very, very proud of you and very happy. How you're one of my best, if I can say, client, because you did several of my seminars. After every seminar, you have totally changes. After London, you relocate in America and find other husband.
After my first seminar with you, and that was for blocked sexual energy, because I had blocked sexual energy. After that, in 2 weeks, I found my husband. And then the last one we did was in 2019. I did with you, and my husband was there. And after that, a big shift happened in his life and in our relationship. So definitely, I totally.
You are very open. You are very open, and you are ready. Because I believe the people who come to me, to you, from your team, from your astrologists, people who are ready to listen to inner truth and to make changes. When you are ready, you always will find correct teacher, and we just manifestate and we just help the process. But I am sure that mostly of your people, they are ready. Also, I want to take a compliment audience which will listen. When I work, I make many individual seminars with people from this channel. Mostly of your people, they are very highly spiritual, intelligent women. Mostly of them pass so many therapies, so many seminars, they read so many books. I was so pleasant surprised how smart people follow you. Not have idea.
I should talk with you more often. I'm like,
no, really, because you don't speak with a lot of them personality. And when I start to work with people here, you have amazing audience. Really, mostly of your clients, it's very, very intelligent ladies. Mostly speak several languages, relocate in many countries, have huge experience, but it's very spiritual people, very spiritual. It's amazing how you connect and how you attract like a magnet this audience. It's fantastic. I really, every time, every session I make with people here from this channel or a webinar, I enjoy so much because you already did a huge job. Very often I'm just like a top and to finish and all what you did before, I just manifested it and to do it. Yeah, it's great.
Thank you so much, Natalka. Oh, blushing here.
But you attract these people and you make this community. I hope when we can travel to do something together.
Yeah.
Maybe in America, maybe in Bulgaria, Greece, you see to find nice place for this.
Let's hope we can travel soon. I think by the spring things will become easier again. So after
tell me please from the astrology way, when did you finish these lockdowns?
I think for a little bit there will be Jupiter, the planet of traveling, goes into a good sign for 2-3 months, and that's May, June, July, and these will be good times to travel. And there'll be way less restrictions. Then for a little bit it will go back, and then 2022 fully, it will be 2022 is when most of the restrictions will fall down. But there is one more year with 3 months, this 2021, that will be more relaxed and that will be easier to move and travel.
Only
Uh,
3 months.
yeah,
Oh
unfortunately.
my God.
And because we have to wait also for the south node, which is weakening energy, to move from Sagittarius, the sign of traveling, and Jupiter, the planet that rules traveling, to become strong. For now, it's quite weak because it's very close to Saturn. Saturn is a blockage. So we need to, but it's moving in that direction. The spring and the summer will be good. Then, probably last time in the autumn next year, it will be a bit difficult. And then fully after December 2021, you will see a huge change with traveling and the traveling industry. And I expect that actually within 2-3 years, there'll be a much faster mode of traveling. So we're not going to be 20 hours on a plane. We'll be like 2 hours on a plane from one end of the world to the other. It's astrologically, it's very strongly indicated that we'll have a much faster mode of travel soon. So that's good news for
It's
people,
very interesting.
children.
I believe in this. I believe it because they now start to create totally new flights, and that feel more faster. And I think soon America and London feel like the buses.
Yes,
Uh,
well, last time Saturn and Jupiter were together in Aquarius was 1962, and this is when Concorde was, I don't know if you remember Concorde, but for 40 years they were flying Concorde, and it would take 1/3 of the time to fly. And they stopped it now, but they will restart something even faster now, I'm sure. And that's great news for seminars, for retreats, for meeting people and family online that you haven't seen.
I think after all these years online, we will so happy again to meet all the things, to hug, to traveling. I think it's after a huge boom after 1 year, all these things. But at the moment, I am very, very appreciative that exists internet, that exists these channels, YouTube, Facebook, all
Oh,
these
yes.
things. And we can do it online, because also I have many teachers which I like to follow, but I cannot travel from baby with this. And now all of them, they make some online seminars. I say, thank you, God. I have many good things from this period of time. And I feel really happy and appreciate. I start to make a fitness at home. I develop many other things. It depends how you take this time. For me, the most important to be happy always. And to find what good I can find in this time. Because this time also has lovely period of time. In my team, I have 2 new babies. Because my girls stay home and work from home, they start to make a lot of sex. And now I need again to find new people from my team, because we have 2 ladies who go to has a birth and cannot work on me. And it has a boom of babies. One of clients, she told me, because it's restriction, we meet with one man in the internet, but he need to decide, because it start to lock down everywhere, to stay in his home or my home, in my country. And he said, okay, let's try. We met only one time, but because lockdown, he relocated before lockdown. And now we live together. If not lockdown, it never will happen like this. It's very strange time, but it's great.
Well, that's good, especially to break old patterns. If someone who's always never had relationships or whatever, now exactly the opposite can happen. So
thank you a lot, Lada, from today. Girls, all who would like to make personal sessions, I do it on Lada. We can find information. I do it online. It's from 1 to 3 sessions. It's helped a lot to understand what is the problem you have, what to do. After, usually I recommend some specific seminar which help you a lot. From new programs, we expect now how to program a successful 21. Highly recommend. It's something what you do from yourself. How to escape addiction. It's my system which helped a lot of people in the world to change these problems. I never have my addictions, but I change even coffee, chocolate, and I know how to change it. VIP Geisha online, who work to work personality tete-a-tete in Zoom with me. And I will prepare for you new topic, how to receive easy. A lot of you ask me how to receive. I will make for you this topic. And I will prepare also topic for men from makeup. Be ready. We will take new programs. We have last discount, only 5 days more, from Geisha discount, male archetypes, hot sex, amazing webinar about sex. About money, attract abundance in your life, school of bitches. See the things about baby coming, how to be pregnancy. When I make with myself system, which help many, many ladies around me to be pregnant. In my team, two of them, they pass both the system. And how to be happy mother also if you want to combine motherhood and your business, because it's
Oh, that's for
possible.
me. That's for me because I'm
No, because many
trying
people
so
think
hard.
if I have a baby, finish. No, it's about organization. It's really
Oh,
about organization. It's about feeling. And you can have both. I want to have a second baby, and I think that it's very easy to have a baby and to combine if you make it correct. Lada, I love you so, so much. Thank you from your time, your energy, your channel, that you exist in this world, and it's gift from God that you exist.
oh,
Thank you a
thank you,
lot.
Natasha. I love you a lot as well. Thank you for joining us. And we'll come back again with new interesting topics. Just write to us what you want us to discuss through astrology and psychology. And we can make those weekly or once every month or something like that. So we have fun together. Thank
Yes.
you.